Hello and welcome to another on-demand migration video demonstration. My name's Luke, and in this video, we're going to talk about migrating teams from one tenant to another using Quest On Demand's on-demand migration. So in previous videos, we showed you how to log in, access the product, add tenants, and grant consent for other activities. So in this environment, both the source and target tenant are already added, but we need to ensure that consent is granted for Microsoft Teams migration, in which case you would click Go and scroll down to the Teams consent and click either Grant or Re-grant Consent. You'll be asked for the Global Administrator login that you've used. You type in those credentials and it gives you a list of what it needs to access. After this, we click Accept and we do the same for the other tenant if we haven't already. Next, we click on the Migration tab, and this is under the assumption that you already have a migration project in place with accounts and mailboxes either in the process of or already migrated. So where do we access the Microsoft Teams migration feature? In this case, you create a new Teams migration project, as shown here. Select the source and target tenant, and On Demand will search for the migration project that this is tied to for these tenants. Much like the workflow for migrating users or mailboxes, you create a discovery task and run it, and when it's complete, it'll have a full inventory of any teams that need to come over and their contents. So we can select the teams to migrate or select the Teams tab, and we select all that need to be migrated. So for demo purposes, we'll select all of the teams, and we can see that a target team exists with the same display name, in which case we want to take these source users and merge them into the target teams, or merge all the source teams content into the target. We can actually choose on the first page of the wizard what to do when there is a target team that has the same display name. Think of it as a form of conflict resolution, just in case there's one that you don't want to bring, or one that might have the same name but isn't going to be the same team in the target. Or the source team may have the same name as the target team, but they're essentially entirely different groups, in which case you'd have to bring that content to a new team name. So you can select Create New Team and name it. But in this case, we're just going to merge it. And we'll run this task now. And the first task, called Provisioning, is now complete. Next, we'll actually migrate the content from source to target with a Migrate task. So we'll select the teams we want to migrate, and you can also map from a file in case some sort of naming convention change has to take place, or maybe the target team that you want this content to go to has a different name. But in this case, they are one and the same. So we'll simply create a Migrate task. In the Migration Task Wizard, you can choose to migrate Word, Excel, and PowerPoint tab apps and associated files with this team. These files will be migrated over in the initial task, and then the migration of the additional content occurs after that in a separate task. Both of these tasks are spawned by running this wizard, so it's important to keep in mind. First, you'll see a file migration task, and once that completes, then the Teams migration task will occur. So we'll select that and next, and name it and run it. As we can see, after some time, the Teams and the files migration is complete. This concludes this demonstration on how to migrate Microsoft Teams from one Microsoft 365 tenant or Azure tenant to another using on-demand migration. Thank you for watching.